Hi, everybody. Dan DeFederici, Saratoga Report. I'm here with an old friend. You've seen a little bit of him on here lately, Bill Teeter. Bill Teeter's the executive director of the campaign for Saratoga 250. Pretty exciting stuff happening in 2 years. Actually, pretty exciting stuff happening in a few weeks, and that's why we're here today. Bill, how are you doing this November day?
We're great. We're great, and we're definitely busy. Enjoying the American Revolution, Ken Burns' latest film, and I encourage people to check that out on WMHT here locally the rest of this week.
Okay, and that is encompassing what we're going to talk about today. And that's a YouTube video. We'll talk about that in a minute because we have a preview of that, right? We can direct the folks to the preview of that film. But Henry Knox, for years, Bill, I've only known it as Fort Knox. I knew nothing about Henry Knox. It is so damn exciting. Again, right here in our backyard of what happened in history with Henry Knox, and you're having a celebration a little about 4 weeks from now, December 13th, a Knox Fest 250, a free event during the day for people, and at night. We'll talk about that as well. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm really getting, I'm not acting here. I'm not doing this for the business side of things. I am truly excited by what's going on, what you're doing in 2 years with Saratoga 250, and what you're doing in just a few weeks with Knox Fest 250. Tell the people about Knox Fest.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much, Dan. It's been wonderful working with you. And yeah, we're very excited. It's not just about the battles of Saratoga in essentially our backyard, the cradle of liberty in the founding era of America. Incredible things happened here. So in Henry Knox led the noble train of artillery, as it was dubbed in history, right from Fort Ticonderoga through the Hudson River corridor, through Saratoga and Albany, all the way over the Berkshire Mountains, directly to Boston. And it helped liberate Boston from a siege by the British, and the largest, or the most advanced, if you will, Royal Navy at the time had Boston surrounded and under siege. This feat through 300 miles of wilderness in the dead of winter, December through February, to get to Boston was what delivered artillery that were placed on the overlooks at Dorchester Heights and forced the British to leave Boston. So incredible first 250th milestone in our backyard that we are excited to celebrate. December 13th, Knox Fest, starting at 1 p.m., is right in Fort Hardy Park in the downtown of Schuylerville. Everybody's welcome. There'll be fun for family of all ages, and happy to get into a little bit more of that. But the history is incredible. It's worth commemorating. It shows the grit and resolve and determination that really formed our nation and our American spirit.
Talk a little bit about what will happen at Knox Fest. Obviously, a family-friendly event outdoors. So be prepared, folks. This is a winter event. You've got some hot cocoa going. You got a bonfire, right? Tell the people what's going on there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're upstate New Yorkers. We welcome guests as well, of course, but let's embrace the folks who literally liberated Boston, that passed through our backyard in the wilderness. Had a lot tougher, frankly, but we're going to make a fun Knox Fest environment. Think of a winter festival. There'll be a variety of local purveyors of food. We'll have hot cocoa and coffee, a bonfire, as you referenced, to keep people and give them a chance to be cozy. But heck, we don't know. It could be 60 degrees in December. You never know up here. So come on down, though, to engage with the historians. We have military historians, of course. We have civilian interpreters, over 70 registered from all the way from Lexington, the Lexington Minutemen, who just helped commemorate the 250th of the shots heard around the world. Some of them are going to be here. And why is that relevant? Well, it gives the context. They and those from the Boston area are going to be able to tell guests to Knox Fest about the incredible importance of this artillery coming to the place where really the rebellion was hot. Shots had been fired, blood had been drawn. So those type of military historians will be on site. In addition, we will have games that convey in a board game style for children the trail that Henry Knox followed along our corridor in the Hudson River that you can play. We'll have other merch available. It is holiday season. There'll be some great Saratoga America's Turning Point merch, as well as really commemorative, fun, creative Knox heavy metal tour gear, which is designed in the fashion with a great illustrator in our area named Alex Portal, but in the fashion of like a rock t-shirt. So a pretty cool logo. You can check it out on our shop page, but we'll have some of that available in person, as well as we said, other ways to just really commemorate the procession. There'll be these 70 living historians with 3 teams of large draft horses hauling sleds, the sleds made by our area BOCES students in the form of an 18th century sled with cannon on it. So they'll be coming into the park at 1 p.m. We'd love people to be there at the start and really just welcoming them. And then they'll be available. Those horses are going to de-hitch from those sleds and hitch up to wagons and give wagon rides throughout the park. So just lots of fun ways to engage with this history.
I thought about what General Knox did at age 25, and I know from your website he was self-taught, and he taught himself about artillery and from books mostly, right? And the story of him getting, I believe it's 59 cannons from Ticonderoga to Boston, folks, long before I-90, right? Long before US Route 20, through the woods, as you said, Bill, up through the Berkshires, without any roads or horrible roads at best. Right. And I'm so these people put their lives on the line. Some of them did pass. He had quite a bit of help, I understand, obviously. And it's just incredible. I sit on my couch on a Sunday afternoon and point the flicker at 6 different football games. I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel worthy. And it's really just astounding. And I'm so happy that this 250 years later, he probably never imagined. Any of these people probably never imagined they'd be remembered for what they did. They just did what they thought was right, but they really put their lives on the line. And God forbid if the British won, they might have found themselves at the wrong end of a musket even after the war, right? Sometimes things like that happen.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
I'm really excited by this. I was of course at your great event just in October, and that was a great family-friendly event. We were blessed with good weather that weekend, and I hope you are. I hope you've got and folks, don't let a few snowflakes scare you off. Obviously, we don't want you driving in dangerous weather or anything like that, but it is a Winterfest, right? And it's a great the winter underscores what Knox was facing. You wouldn't do this in July. It wouldn't be historically accurate, but also wouldn't be the setup wouldn't be right. To give you an idea of what he did here.
So we're really embracing it. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut that off, but we're really embracing that exactly, Dan. And every community from Essex County through Warren, Washington, Saratoga, Albany to Rensselaer eventually, and then on over into Massachusetts, we're all embracing this as a real, authentic way to kind of convey to the 21st century America. Well, look, this is how communities coordinated to get some incredible, meaningful things done. So again, we're not having to deal with the wilderness and the grit that it took from the Henry Knox era, but the similarity is there in this sense. Like we're coordinating and collaborating as communities together. He had to come and work with Teamsters and be introduced to farmers up and down throughout this corridor to support the horses and the people that made that mission possible. We're excited to collaborate with, really incredible stakeholder partners to, show people that we hope will come to NaxFest just what kind of resolve it took to form this nation and to carry it forward.
And so that Bill, that's the day portion of the event, approximately 1 to 4:30. You got something pretty exciting going on at night as well. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 ways to commemorate this incredible history right in Saratoga. So the second component indoors in the evening is at a wonderful new venue in Mechanicville, right, like literally less than a block from one of the Knox commemorative trail markers. So he passed right through there. It's at a venue called Arts on the Hudson. It's a former church right on 2 Main Street. There's a great view of it. Beautiful indoor venue. We'll have a candlelight feel, a traditional concert popular in the 1770s with performance by musicians of Malwick, who are an incredible classical ensemble who are musicians in residence at the Schuyler Mansion State Historic Site in Albany, among many myriad other things in their 25-year history. They have great experience producing and performing Revolutionary era music, as well as even involvement in a production of George Washington's favorite opera, believe it or not. So they're incredibly accomplished. We're very fortunate to have them. You'll be amazed at, this elegant type of evening opportunity indoors on a seasonal Saturday night. 6:30 p.m. we'll begin with a reception where there'll be some goodwill offerings. Again, this is free but ticketed, so we can manage, seating, etc. But goodwill offerings would be welcome. We'll have some incredible donations by supporters of, restaurant gift certificates and beverage and other types of things that you can just buy some raffle tickets to help our cause to continue bringing this kind of programming to life and take home, a gift for yourselves or for others during the holiday season. Accompanying the musicians of Malwick, again, as they explained to us, traditional concert of Henry Knox's era that this will be would have been accompanied by a vocalist. So we're really fortunate to have an award-winning vocalist, Vadrana Callas, joining them. She's performed as an accompanying vocalist at SPAC with the New York City Ballet and their performance of a Midsummer's Night Dream. So we're really, really excited about this very elegant evening opportunity by candlelight, we're calling it, because we will dim the lights and have some luminaries in there, and excited that, folks can take a Saturday, December evening and take themselves back in time and experience a concert like they would have in the 18th century. And then also take home some 21st century items for the holiday gifting season.
I love everything about this. First of all, you get to see a new concert venue, and how often do new concert venues open in the Capital District? At least new to us, and an old church, right, Bill?
Yeah.
And then the musicians and the soprano, that is all really exciting. And again, folks, this is free, but you still got to be ticketed. Go to Saratoga250.com and follow the events page, and it's listed there as an event. You could get your tickets so they don't have an overflow. Wow, Bill, anything else you want to say about this December 13th is the big day? I know you got more events, and we're going to talk about them coming up, focusing on, folks, mark this down, that December 13th, mark that in your calendars, block it out. I will be there. I was at your last event with my daughters, and they enjoyed it a lot, and looking forward to this event.
Yeah, no, the only thing I'd like to punctuate is the concert in the evening will have living historians reading direct passages, dramatic readings of passages from Henry Knox's diaries and the letters that, occurred during the Noble Train of Artillery. So the music will be punctuated by those actual historic remarks through living historians that we've commissioned in period dress. So it'll be a great evening. And thanks again so much for connecting us to Saratoga Report's audience. And we hope to see a great turnout for both of these events on the 13th.
Folks, again, 1 to 4:30 for the day portion of the event, 6:30 Cannockville for the evening musical event, and go to Saratoga250.com. Bill, thanks for joining us today. As always, really exciting stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.